you make or answer telephone calls in the office? Today's video will share 14 telephone phrasal verbs that will help you feel more comfortable on the phone. As a former customer service representative, I use many of these phrasal verbs on the telephone every day. I'm Kristin, and as I started collecting these phrasal verbs for this lesson, I became aware of how many we actually use on a daily basis. Understanding and using them will help you feel and sound more natural when speaking on the telephone in an English-speaking workplace. So let's start at the beginning. It all starts with a ringing telephone. To pick up, to answer the phone, or to physically lift the phone. To get through. To create a telephone connection with somebody. Sarah is trying to get through to the IT customer service line. She's been having problems with her computer all day. To put someone through. To connect someone on the phone with another person. Thank you for calling ABC Incorporated. May I speak to the CEO, please? Certainly, ma'am. I'll put you through to her office. To hold on. To wait on the telephone line, hopefully for a short period of time. Can you please hold on a moment while I research the problem? Please hold on. Please hold. Hold, please. All three of these phrases can be used, and they frequently are used interchangeably, and they're often used as an imperative. Hold, please. To pass on. To communicate a message to another person, either written or verbal. I'm afraid the CEO isn't in her office today. May I pass on a message for you? Yes, please tell her I'm interested in that new project we discussed last week. This can also be said as take down or write down. Now, sometimes there are problems. Not everything goes smoothly. To speak up. To talk louder because the person is having a difficult time hearing you. I'm sorry, sir, can you please speak up? I can't hear you very well. To break up. The telephone connection is bad and you cannot hear the other person clearly. We also sometimes say we have a bad connection. Hello? Hello, I can't hear you very well. The line keeps breaking up. Can you please try to call back later? To cut off. To lose a telephone connection completely. Mary was making plans for our travel itinerary and was just cut off. 1 minute the travel agent was there making plans and the next, gone. I don't know what happened. Now we're at the end of the telephone call. To get back to. To telephone someone later. Make a return call. Mr. Jackson isn't available right now. Can he get back to you later this afternoon? To call back. To telephone someone again later. Very similar to get back to. Mr. Jackson can call you back this afternoon. To get off. To finish talking on the telephone. Spoken to the new clients yet? Yes, I got off the phone with them 5 minutes ago and they love the new project plans. To put down. To stop using your phone, especially a mobile phone, or to end a phone conversation. Have you been making phone calls all day? Oh, I just put the phone down. It's been a long day, but all the sales calls are done. Put that phone down. This is an important business meeting. You need to be paying attention. To hang up. To end a phone conversation originally by physically putting the phone receiver into the cradle. I need to hang up now. I have a meeting starting in 5 minutes. I've got to go. To hang up on. It's to end a phone conversation, but often abruptly and in anger. This is very similar to hang up, but by adding on, the meaning is changed slightly. When I told the client they weren't getting their refund, they hung up on me. How rude. This was much easier to do in the past when using an old-fashioned phone because it was a loud, satisfying crash when you put the receiver down. Modern cell phones just disconnect without much feeling or noise behind it. You simply touch the phone, boop, and you've disconnected on somebody. Has anybody ever hung up on you in anger? How did that make you feel? Have you ever hung up on anybody? Tell us about it. Have you heard any of these phrasal verbs in the office or in your everyday life? I suggest you learn and practice new phrasal verbs as you hear them. Keeping a notebook or a journal of new words or phrases is an excellent way to learn the words that you hear in conversation, on TV, on the radio, in a movie, or when reading. There are also many books at your local bookstore or available online. Something like this, okay, will definitely be very helpful. And it'll help you learn a few new phrasal verbs every week. I'll put a link to this book in the description. I like using it with some of my students. Don't try to study too many of these words at one time because they'll start to get confusing. Start by studying the ones that you hear or that you think you need for your current situation, and just do a few at a time. Phrasal verbs are best learned by using them. Make sure to practice with these telephone phrasal verbs on your next phone call. Check out these phrasal verbs for eating and see how many you already know. If you enjoyed learning with me today, please join me every week by subscribing, turning on notifications, and make sure you don't miss a lesson. Definitely share with a friend too. Never stop learning and practice your phrasal verbs.